It should be loading. Do you guys see it?
Hmm.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. All right. Um, thanks so much for coming and joining. I know it's kind of lunchtime. I thought maybe you guys could come and bring your lunch and listen while I share the presentation. But were you guys able to do the some of the lower body strength workouts during the challenge?
Yep.
Yeah. Yes. Awesome. Um, so I'm definitely proud of you guys for showing up consistently for the challenge. We still have a few more days left in the challenge, so keep showing up and finish strong. But definitely be proud of what you've accomplished so far because it is a challenge for sure with life and everything that's going on. And so I'm going to go through my presentation, and if you have any questions as I'm going through, feel free to pop it in the chat or write it down, and we can be sure to cover it at the end. Now, so at the start, a lot of people might believe that at our age, our hormones make it really impossible to lose weight or feel strong again. But hopefully you've seen over the last like 10 days, right? We haven't finished our 14-day challenge yet, but hopefully over the last 10 days, you've been able to realize that your body responds when we work with it in the right way. And then another thing, old way of thinking that a lot of you might have worried about staying consistent with your busy schedule, right? But by showing up for short, effective workouts, even when life is happening, you prove that it is possible. Even if whether it's a 15 to 20 minute or workout or an hour-long workout, what it really comes down to is prioritizing it and scheduling it in your day ahead of time. And also, like I hear this said all the time, and that is nothing works for my body anymore. My metabolism is broken. But also, hopefully, you're able to feel now that focusing on a structured strength training program where you train intentionally with the progressive overload instead of just doing random workouts here and there, then you can actually see results. You guys still see my screen okay?
Hmm.
We're on recap, bold thinking, and then now we're going on what's next. So you've been building an incredible foundation these past 10 days, and you will continue to for the remaining days in the challenge. But the real transformation comes from consistency and compounding on your small wins. Do you guys hear the garbage truck in the background? Perfect timing. So now I'm curious if you are comfortable sharing your main primary health and fitness goals. Do you guys have a main primary or fitness goals?
Well, I guess I can go first. I'd like to lose. I don't know if I should say weight. I want to lose mass around my stomach.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
want to lose some body fat, especially around the midsection.
Yes.
Okay. Um, and that's honestly like a big goal for a lot of people. I also right now currently want to lose probably a little bit of body fat as well, because we're going to Hawaii end of this month. And 2 years ago when I went to Hawaii, my body was a little different. I was in better shape, but also my lifestyle was very different, right? Because I was working full time as a personal trainer, so I was always moving. I was always lifting heavy weights, and then also I was playing tennis and volleyball once a week. And that has changed because now I'm doing personal training still, but only part time. I'm sitting at my desk a lot more. I'm not doing volleyball every week. I'm not doing tennis every week. So definitely the weight has crept up because I kind of kept eating the same way, right? And so a lot of people say that they want to lose body fat and gain muscle and strength as their goal. And so, for instance, if someone is 175 pounds, right, and we set a goal to lose about 1% body fat each week for 12 weeks without crash dieting or doing really exhausting long workouts, that would mean that you could lose about 12 pounds in 12 weeks if you were starting at about 175 pounds. And it is actually really a doable and that is a realistic goal. So then the next phase after this 14-day challenge is about building on this momentum that we've built over these last 14 days. So, and that's going to be with a plan that's going to be tailored to the unique needs of women that are going through perimenopause and maybe even postmenopause. And so now, to be quite honest with you, you're going to have two options. So you have option one, which is you're going to keep doing it on your own, okay? And option two is you're going to get help with it. So going it alone is probably what you've done up to this point, and the things you've tried up to now probably haven't worked or they didn't stick. And why haven't they worked? And you don't necessarily need more information. What you need is to be part of a community, have a support system, and someone implementing a program, leading you and holding you accountable, which is actually what I do. So there are two versions of you. So one of you is going to go back to what you were doing before. You're going to try the program, try the diet that you might not be able to stick to. And you might be super motivated now, but what usually happens is that motivation fades in about a week or so, or when the weekend rolls around, or when there are other life pressures, events, holidays that happen, right? And that version 12 weeks later is probably going to be the same 175 pounds. And honestly, there's so many people who tell me at this stage, they're like, Flora, this was great. But I'm going to try to do this on my own and I'll reach out if I need help. And those are the people who 12 weeks later haven't made any progress. And it's the people who decide to do something different. Because let's be realistic, if nothing changes, then nothing changes. So if you're going to leave here and say, yes, I've learned something from that challenge, but you're going to go back and do the same things that you've been doing, then you're going to have that same outcome. Nothing's going to change. And so what you have to do is you have to do something different, take a different path, and put your trust in someone who has done this before to actually get results. And the people who take the leap to invest in something, and yes, it is uncomfortable. It's never the perfect time to do this, but there's never going to be the perfect time. But these are the people who decide to take the new path. And in 12 weeks' time, they're going to be at 160 pounds after 12 weeks instead of 175 pounds. And aside from the weight loss, which is a huge deal, but they're going to show up with more energy. They're going to have less aches and pain. They're going to feel strong. They're going to feel happy and confident in their own skin, but also confident that they can do hard things. And I have a blueprint that I've had success with over the last few months and over the years with other clients and also myself. And it's going to get you to your goals. So you just need to trust me and let me lead you to that point. And it really boils down to having that plan in place so you can wake up every day and know exactly what you need to do for your workouts, your movement, and also with how to eat and how to recover as well, and also with someone to hold you accountable. So then I want to share with you my exciting new program that I've been putting together. And it's a 12-week program designed specifically for busy professional women who are entering perimenopause and postmenopause. That's going to help boost your metabolism, help you lose that extra weight, and help build strength without doing extreme dieting or long workouts or fighting against your hormones. And there are three phases to my 12-week metabolic balance method. And think of this as like your blueprint for your body's next chapter. So with every week, it's going to build toward a stronger, leaner, more energized version of you. And for the metabolic balance method, my approach is focusing on working with your body and not against it, right? And then unlike traditional programs that rely on slashing calories and doing a lot of punishing exercises, mine is designed to help build up your body for women navigating hormonal changes. So it's going to focus on pelvic health. It's going to be joint friendly, and it's going to help with losing the weight and keeping you from having metabolic syndrome like hypertension, diabetes, and such. And so the focus of my program is going to be on nutrition for hormonal management, smart strength training, a structured strength training and mobility training program, and lifestyle and recovery optimization as well. And this is going to be the roadmap and the support system that is going to be built for real life. And so I'm going to help you lose fat, build muscle, and boost energy, even while you're still, going on travel, vacations, even while eating out once in a while and having a hectic schedule where you're juggling work, kids, volunteer life, essentially, right? And so my program has three phases. So 12 weeks essentially is 3 months, and each phase you can think of as month 1, 2, and 3. So phase 1 is going to be built on the foundations. So week 1 through 4, we're going to be a reset and rebuild. So this phase is where we reset your system and prime it for fat loss so that we can support your energy and boost metabolism. And we're always going to focus on nutrition, movement, lifestyle, and recovery as well for each of these. Phase two is a build and burn. So this is where we accelerate fat loss and build strength. And so we're going to be lifting a little heavier. We're going to be tweaking that nutrition and dialing in smart fat loss strategies so that you don't just lose weight, but we're able to change your body composition. And then phase three is thrive and sustain. So weeks 9 to 12, we're going to be working towards that long-term success. And this is where the plan becomes a lifestyle, not another quick fix that you do for a little bit and then, you revert back, but it's going to become a new normal. So you'll be able to continue doing this on your own long term. Any questions so far? I know I've been talking a lot. All right. So what you get with this 12-week program is a step-by-step weekly guidance. So you're going to have a program exactly what that's going to tell you, that's going to be simple and clear. You'll have your own login credentials to access all the videos and resources. So what you get is number one, you get a program where it tells you exactly what you need to do. Number two, you get the coaching and the support, right? Number three, you get the accountability that so many of us need. And number four, you will have access to a community of other women as this program continues to grow. And tell me if this isn't true, but you've probably spent years, if not decades of your life, always trying a different diet, a detox, or a cleanse. And a lot of times you've probably never really fully committed to the whole timeline because, it was probably really unsustainable. So can you really say that you were really locked in and consistent for like the 8 to 12 weeks you were on that Weight Watchers, diet or the keto diet or the intermittent fasting? And what I often see, and I've also been guilty of this as well, is that you'll start a diet, but then you keep getting off track. So then the 3 month, the 12 weeks or whatever it is timeline that you had turns into basically years and decades of dieting off and on, and never actually getting the results you want because you just keep getting off track over and over again. You're like, oh, I'll try again. And so, what I really ask of you during these 12 weeks with my program is for you to really lock in and do my program. And yes, it will be challenging, but if you give the full effort for 12 weeks and finally lose the 10 or the 20 pounds, then you can go on a break. You can go on that maintenance and just maintain that weight for a little bit. And if you have more weight to lose, then you can go back and do another cut and lose some more weight. And you can do that instead of just dragging it on and off for years without really seeing any results. And because there's never ever a perfect time, and there's always going to be a vacation, there's always going to be, the holidays, and navigating those times on this program is actually going to be even better because you'll learn how to manage your weight even during those times. So you're always going to be busy. So learn now how to fit and prioritize taking care of your body and don't wait until it's too late. And I mean, it's never going to be too late to start, but it's only going to get harder, especially if you end up, getting diagnosed with diabetes, for instance, and having to start taking medication, right? So we need to take the preventative measures now. All right. So any questions so far about the program that I just delivered? Go ahead and unmute if you have any questions. Do you feel like there's anything missing in this program that you would like to see? Because it is something that I'm still building out.
I have a question. When you say it's a group, is it like this group of five or whoever's
So, okay, so sorry. When I say group, it doesn't really mean like you're doing this all together as a group, but it's more of like a self-guided program. So it's basically you're going to have each week a training program for fitness on the fitness side, right? So you're going to have a training program every week, and then each week we're going to have a focus. Like it might be week one, we might be, prioritizing protein. Week two might be, focusing on making sure you get enough sleep and maybe some, supplements that help with things like that. So it's actually self-guided, but when I say group, it's more building out that community where you can have that community support system and, talk to other people and hear about what other people are struggling and help each other as well as things. So that's what I mean when I say group.
Oh, okay.
Answer
And
your
then
question.
when you say it's individual, it's like you tell us how much protein we're supposed to get, like specifically a
Yeah,
day?
so I would set you up with exactly like how much as far as so if you really want to lock in and lose weight, for instance, right? You're gonna have to track food. Okay. I know a lot of people don't like tracking food, but if you want to get results, then you're going to have to track food in some way, shape, or form. And when it comes to that, like, yes, I'd be telling you exactly what your macros and your calories goals are going to be.
Okay.
Yeah. So that part will be individualized, but
Mhm.
you guys are all going to be doing the same like training. Like all the training is going to be the same. If you need to modify things, there will be things I will put in the video. For instance, say, hey, if you're not at this point yet, you can do it this way. If you are, more experienced, you can do it that way.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. I know, I'm sure everyone's curious about the price. So we'll talk about the pricing. So, putting down some money means that you are invested and that you are you are really serious about getting the work done and seeing results. So, it might be time to put a little skin in the game. And my 12-week self-guided program is retailed at $399 for 12 weeks. So, anyways, my beta launch price right now for the 12 weeks is going to be $239, which is a 40% discount. And basically, this discount is exchanged for some feedback from you as you go through the program. You could be like, hey, this could be better, or could you make a video about this topic? And you can be totally honest with me. And at the end, if you've loved the program, then I would love to get a testimonial from you. And so, if be interested in taking part in this discounted beta program in exchange for some feedback, then I'll post a link in the chat for you to join. And for those of you who are ready to sign up today, I can actually throw in two one-to-one coaching calls, which is not part of this self-guided program. And normally I charge a lot for it, but it'll be added for free if you sign up by the end of the day today. So the launch date for my self-guided 12-week program is going to be actually May 12th. And I know there's like a week gap for those of you who are doing the 14-day lower body strength challenge with me. There is a week gap between the end of that challenge and the start of my 12-week program. And so what you can do during that gap week is you can use the workout that we did for Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay. And you're just going to make it a little bit more challenging, but follow the same workout. And that's going to be perfectly fine. And that's exactly how a structured program works. So you're going to do it, maybe just add a little bit more reps, a little extra weight, or add an extra step. All right. So I will put the link in the chat soon. And then yeah, any other questions about pricing or the program?
So are you going to send like a sheet like you've been doing? Like this is what we're doing for the week. These are the exercises. And then like video on Facebook. Okay.
So it's not going to be on Facebook.
Okay.
So it's actually going to be on my own website, and you'll be able to access it on your phone or on a desktop, just like you do any other website. And then it will have basically your workouts, it'll have the videos, but it'll be, week by week basically and by phases, right? Like phase one, phase two, like each of the months. And so there will be videos. And yes, to answer your question, yes, you are going to have like a printable program that
Yeah.
you can,
Okay.
can write on and stuff as well.
And
So
then
did you find that helpful, having that?
I did, but it was hard to print out because it wasn't a PDF.
Oh, okay, good point. Let me make a note.
It was like
So
a
I can
picture.
definitely make that a PDF, no problem at all. Yeah. Because I
And then
think when I posted it was a JPEG. Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
It wasn't a PDF. So I can definitely, yeah, make it PDF. And actually that was the plan, to make it PDF so it can be definitely printed out and it'll be yeah, all there in the resources section on the website.
Okay, so the program is similar to what we've been doing, but on top of it, we're going to track food.
So this program, so I'm actually going to stop sharing This is a good quote. You don't need to feel motivated to be consistent. You need to start. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing real quick so I can see. So because most of the people who are joining this program, they are wanting to lose body weight and they're able and they want to gain muscle and get stronger, right? And have more energy. But a lot of people are wanting to lose some body weight. Okay. So yes, there is going to be the nutrition, right? So I mentioned there's going to be the nutrition focus, the movement piece or the fitness.
Yeah.
And then there's also going to be the lifestyle and recovery integration as well. And so the fitness piece, the program actually for the 14 days, this was all lower body. So it's not going to be all lower body in the paid program, obviously. The paid program is going to be full body
Mhm.
and they're going to be structured in a similar way. So you're going to have a warm up. It's probably going to be a little bit more longer warm up, right? Because the one in the challenge, it was just like one quick movement and then the strength training and then like one quick cool down movement. So there's going to be a little bit more warm up. It's going to be doing some more correctives, addressing some mobility, and then we'll go into some of the resistance training as well. I like to do supersets. That means you're going back and forth between two exercises before moving to the next superset and doing the other two exercises back and forth for like 3 sets, for instance, right? And then going on to the other one. So on days when you're short on time, you can do just a quick, like maybe couple things from the mobility warm up and then get into your strength training and then do a quick, like one or two things from the cool down. But on days when you have more time, then you can go through the whole thing and it should take about 45 minutes or so. But the strength training portion should be about 30 minutes.
Okay. And
And then,
then,
mhm,
oh,
go ahead.
oh, I was going to say the food tracking, is it going to be tracked on like MyFitnessPal or how are you
Yeah,
thinking?
so the food tracking is something I will give you the macros, I will give you the calories, things that what you need to do for tracking it, but you can use whatever app you want. So if you like to use MyFitnessPal, that's one I actually use. I revert back to that usually a lot just because their database is so wide. They have so many different food items on there. It's just easy. And you don't have to use that paid version, but I actually just do the paid version because I like scanning the barcodes and they make you pay for that. So MyFitnessPal is fine. I've used other ones before as well. I forgot. I think Lose It was another one. Manometer was another one. So you can use whichever one you want. I'll just be giving you the macros and the calories, and you would be tracking it. If you have questions, you can always ask me. But that part, like, is something you're doing on your own. And then I'm going to be obviously you're going to be held accountable as well. Yeah, and then we can always tweak it if we need to. But as far the movement piece, like I'll be telling you, like also, like you should be aiming to get a certain number of steps. You should be aiming to add a certain number of cardio sessions a week. Um, you're gonna, especially if you're someone who has a lot more, if someone has a lot more weight to lose, then they can get away with doing a little bit less while still losing weight. But with, people like you who probably don't have like that much weight to lose, you have to actually you have to end up being a lot more precise. And so you don't have a lot of wiggle room as far as your energy expenditure goes and finding that right balance. So, yeah, someone who is, like trying to lose like 50, 60 pounds, then then they can make a small adjustment in this so they'll see us change, right? But for us who are trying to lose maybe like 5 to 10 pounds or something, that ends up becoming that wiggle room, like I said, it just becomes a lot smaller. And so tracking food is going to be really kind of important. And also making sure, because we don't want to drop our calories so much to the extreme that we are so like drained and tired and exhausted. And also it's just not going to be able to, you're not able to sustain it long term, right? And so what it really comes down to is making sure we're adding enough movement and building up our muscle to boost our metabolism and have a higher BMR, basal metabolic rate, which is our, just how many calories you burn just from existing, right? And trying to raise that a little bit by building more muscle. And you're able to do that, so you're able to find that right energy balance so that you can still lose the weight, but you're not going to feel like you're.
When you said that we're held accountable, is there like a check-in?
So there will be a weekly check-in form.
Oh, a weekly check-in. Oh,
There will
oh
be
yeah,
a
like you
weekly
mentioned that.
form, like a KPI form. It'll be a little form that you're going to have to fill, you would fill in, and that's how I also keep you accountable. But also, like if you're struggling with something, you could always I'm available by messaging, so you can message me if you have questions and things like that. Um, but yeah, it is definitely a self-guided one. But like I said, if you sign up today, you get two free coaching calls. I know it sounds very salesy, I'm sorry. You get two free coaching calls. And yeah, but then the program is a self-guided program. But I mean, this is a separate thing, but I also do one-on-one coaching as well, but that one's a different service. This like presentation today, workshop today was more about that self-guided program. Yeah. So yeah, thanks so much for coming and joining. I appreciate you taking the time to hop on here and learn more about what I'm doing with my program and what options are out there for you. So
Yeah, thank you, Flora.